Just ahead on CTV News, President Biden delivers his farewell address to the nation.
My eternal thanks to you, the American people. After 50 years of public service, I give you my word. I still believe in the idea for which this nation stands.
Plus, we have reactions to the governor's budget proposal. And Simon Buggs brings us wrestling highlights in today's sports page. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for January 16th. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Mariah Jalad. Thanks for joining us. President Joe Biden gave his final address from the Oval Office and issued a stark warning about the future of American democracy. On Wednesday, Biden called his time in office the highest honor of his life, but warned of a growing oligarchy of wealth and power threatening democracy. He urged safeguards on technology and AI and criticized social media platforms for spreading misinformation. Biden highlighted his administration's achievements in infrastructure, climate action, and job growth.
You amend the Constitution to make clear that no president is immune from crimes that he or she commits while in office. The president's power is not limited. It's not absolute, and it shouldn't be. And in a democracy, there's another danger to the concentration of power and wealth. It erodes a sense of unity and common purpose. It causes distrust and division. Participating in our democracy becomes exhausting and even disillusioning. And people don't feel like they have a fair shot. We have to stay engaged in the process. I know it's frustrating. A fair shot is what makes America, America.
And as he prepares to hand power to President-elect Donald Trump, Biden called on all Americans to defend the nation's future and preserve its core values.
And just after President Joe Biden announces the long-awaited ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says there is a, quote, last-minute crisis with the group. This new development puts things on pause as the Israeli cabinet was supposed to vote on the agreement. The deal would include the release of 33 of 100 hostages from Gaza in exchange for hundreds of Palestinians imprisoned by Israel.
And Governor Wes Moore proposed his 2026 budget for the state Wednesday that promised to grow the state's economy and cut taxes for the majority of the state while giving tax increase to the state's highest earners. The plan includes $2 billion in cuts to programs and to the state government to help close the projected $3 billion deficit. With the tax breaks, the governor hopes the state economy will be energized.
This is a budget proposal that both can address the structural challenges that this state has been dealing with for a very long time, but also unlocks the opportunities that each and every one of you have for yourselves and for your families and for your futures. Our plan makes Maryland the best state in the nation to start and grow in business while also ensuring that we can make responsible investments in our future. Simpler, fair, pro-growth. That's our vision for common sense tax reform.
Now, the budget plan has garnered some strong reactions from lawmakers and lobbyists that work close by.
We're thrilled that there are no cuts to health care, to the Medicaid program, and to other needs that people have for health care. The governor's shown a lot of courage in raising revenue to make sure that that doesn't happen. We'll fully support protecting people on Medicaid and health care coverage. Thank you, Governor Moore, for the great job you're doing.
Meanwhile, the Legislative Black Caucus of Maryland met today at the State House in Annapolis to discuss their legislative priorities for this year's session. Among their concerns were health, education, public safety and justice reform, minority wealth gaps, and housing.
And I think that says a lot about the citizens in Maryland, putting us into office to represent the entire state. Some of us are on the left, some are on the right, some are in the center, and just because of the color of our skin doesn't necessarily reflect how we view the left, right, or center. We are a caucus, and we are strong, and we deliver our message mostly in unison because we want to make sure that we, as a Black caucus, let people in the state of Maryland know that we are for them.
Meanwhile, Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown files a lawsuit against some of the largest residential landlords in the state for allegedly inflating rent prices. This is the latest legal action involving the service RealPage, which uses an algorithm and private data to calculate prices that maximize revenue, according to the suit. Last week, the U.S. Justice Department announced it was suing some of the same landlords for using RealPage to set rents. Maryland's suit alleges the use of RealPage left thousands of Maryland residents with no choice but to pay inflated rents, making the state's affordable housing crisis even worse.
And Attorney General Anthony Brown is also urging consumers to be cautious when donating to wildfire relief efforts in California. Now, with many eager to help, scammers often exploit these disasters by setting up fake charities. To protect yourself, check if the charity is registered with the Maryland Secretary of State and consider donating to well-known organizations with experience in disaster relief. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Mariah Gilad. Still to come on CTV News, WSSC customers, listen up.
If you're behind on your water bill, the company has announced a new program to help you get back on track. We'll have those details after the break.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School, college first-round draft pick. On and off the field, we were taught to not show any signs of weakness. During the football season, I would stop eating, but I didn't know I was depressed. I thought that something was wrong with me. For 20 plus years was physical. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father, as a man, and as a husband. Put the importance on your mental health. I'm not scared to talk about it anymore. The first tool is therapy. The second one is positive self-talk. And then journaling, putting your thoughts on paper. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Welcome back. Take a look at this. This was a scene after flames went through the roof of a Largo home that was engulfed in fire in Largo this morning. Prince George's Fire and EMS arrived at this home shortly before 9 a.m. The home is located at the 1000 block of Fenton Place. So far, no injuries have been reported at this time.
And Maryland State Police are investigating a fatal pedestrian crash in the county yesterday. The crash happened at the intersection of Landover Road at McCormick. Investigation shows 60-year-old Gwendolyn Mack was trying to cross the intersection when she was hit by a black Dodge Challenger. Police say it was driven by 28-year-old Derek Durham. Durham and the other passenger were both uninjured and remained on the scene. Mack was taken to the hospital where she later died. Anyone with any information on this incident is asked to call 301-568-8101.
And a Prince George's man is sentenced in court this week for the possession and intent to distribute cocaine. 47-year-old Tully Hamilton was sentenced to 14 years in prison on Monday. A Frederick County Circuit Court jury found him guilty in June of last year. In July of 2023, Frederick County police found 15.9 grams of cocaine in Hamilton's bedroom. Other evidence showed cell phone messages of him engaging in drug distribution.
Well, legislation that would end the practice of charging youths as adults is a priority of the Office of the Public Defender in this assembly session. Maryland sends teenagers to adult court and jail more than almost any other state, and advocates say it takes months longer to decide if those cases will be heard in adult or juvenile court. The Public Defender's Office says ending the charging practice would free up around $20 million that could be used for juvenile services to invest in community resources.
And Maryland's newest U.S. Senator gets to hear from one of President-elect Donald Trump's nominees today during a Senate confirmation hearing. Angela Alsobrooks had the chance to question Lee Zeldin. He is Trump's pick to lead the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Zeldin is no stranger to politics in Washington. He served as a congressman from New York from 2015 to 2023. Now, Trump has made it known that he wants to shrink the federal workforce. When Alsobrooks asked Zeldin whether he plans to lay off EPA employees, he dodged the question.
I'm not even aware of a single person being fired during the first Trump administration at the EPA. That's not the same for other agencies. And by the way, there might have been someone. I haven't been told about it. I want to make sure that my job as EPA administrator is to increase productivity, is to make sure that we are efficient and accountable and transparent, that we are to you, not just myself as administrator, but our entire team, for us to be in the office, collaborative and productive.
And when Alsobrooks asked if there are plans to move the EPA headquarters out of D.C., Zeldin says he has not been a part of any of those plans.
And the race to become Prince George's next county executive is in full swing, as is the race to fundraise. And leading that pack is State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy. According to a release from her campaign, the candidate is leading in fundraising and has the most cash without taking on campaign loans. The campaign didn't say how much Braveboy's campaign actually raised, but in a statement, Braveboy thanked her nearly 700 donors.
And $8 million were raised by Governor Wes Moore and Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller for their re-election and for the election of Democrats across the county. The Moore-Miller campaign ends the fiscal year with over $4.8 million on hand. Moore said in a statement that because of the support from volunteers and advocates of the Moore-Miller campaign, quote, we were able to make Maryland a safer, more affordable, and more competitive home for everyone.
WSSC customers, listen up. The company has approved another program, Get Current 2.0, to assist income-constrained customers with late bills. Starting March 1st, eligible customers will receive a 50% bill credit for payments in full and will have 100% of late payment charges and turn-on fees waived. Customers that pay half of their bill can get a 25% credit after the completion of a 6-month payment plan. Visit WSSCwater.com/assistance for more info on the program. And still to come on CTV News.
Bryce Parker is back in the studio for another fitness segment.
If you're looking for new ways to get fit at home in 2025, stay right here. We got Darian from Vive Fit Studios. We'll be right back.
Vision loss is not something that you feel until it happens.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
With macular degeneration, you lose your central vision.
You have a blind spot right in the center of your face, so I can't actually see your face.
So even that little circle in which I could see became a big blur.
I was 65 when I first was diagnosed with glaucoma.
There were no symptoms. I had no headaches.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
You lose mobility, independence, changes your entire life.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
My husband tells me that I have beautiful brown eyes, and I don't want to lose that.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
Diversity is in our nature. It is in nature, too. Biodiversity. It connects us and sustains us. But nature's biodiversity is at risk more than ever before, and the future of all life is in our hands. So what will you do? Love it or lose it?
It is so hot out today, but I'm about to get this hike in, and I just had to show you the view. Beautiful.
Yo, you should come out here. We came outside to unwind.
Oh, wow.
What's the laptop? Transmission.
We outside, come find us.
Well, some people close to the president-elect say Donald Trump is considering an executive order to reverse the ban on TikTok once he is in office. The Chinese-owned app is set to be banned in the U.S. just hours before the inauguration. The Washington Post reported that Trump's executive order could suspend the ban or sale law for 60 to 90 days. A law passed by Congress enforces the ban, saying its Chinese ownership could threaten national security. People close to the president-elect say he wants to save TikTok, hoping he'll get praise from the app's millions of users and fans.
Well, U.S. regulators on Wednesday banned the dye called Red 3 from the nation's food supply, nearly 35 years after it was banned from cosmetics because of potential cancer risk. Now, the ban removes it from the list of approved color additives in foods, dietary supplements, and oral medicines, such as cough syrups. Organizations like the Center for Science and the Public Interest have been fighting to get this done for years.
At CSPI, we are thrilled that FDA has finally banned Red 3, dye Red 3, which is a known carcinogen from foods. But I really find it sort of unacceptable that FDA has been dragging its feet on this for the last 30 years. The action from the FDA, is a step in the right direction.
And in a statement from Jim Jones, the Deputy Commissioner for Human Foods, Jones said in part, quote, evidence shows cancer in laboratory male rats exposed to high levels of FDC red number 3. And importantly, the way that FDC red number 3 causes cancer in male rats does not occur in humans. And CSPI also hope the incoming administration builds on this and continues to make the food system safe. Meanwhile, the FDA is working to reduce the amount of nicotine in cigarettes. They proposed a rule yesterday that, if approved, would make cigarettes and other combusted tobacco products minimally or non-addictive by limiting the amount of nicotine in the products. If finalized, the U.S. would be the first country to take the life-saving action to prevent and reduce smoking-related disease and death.
And a new report shows that inflation increased last month. According to the Labor Department, the Consumer Price Index went up by 2.9% last December. This is a slight increase from November. Grocery prices rose in the fall, with items like egg prices going up by 3.2% last month. Consumer prices rose by 0.4%. That's the biggest increase since last March.
Steak burgers, shoestring fries, and freshly churned custards are coming to Prince George's County. The Kansas-based fast food franchise Freddy's are coming to Maryland. Freddy's will open at 5 locations across Maryland, but the first will be here in Prince George's. The fast-growing restaurant chain operates over 500 restaurants across 36 states, and the exact location of the Prince George's County franchise has not yet been announced. And if you missed our previous fitness segments showing you how to get fit and stay fit in 2025, well, then you're in luck.
CTV's Bryce Parker and fitness expert Darian are back in the studio with another New Year workout. And today's segment is all about abs. Take a look.
Welcome back to the CTV studios. We're here with Darian from Vibe Fit Studios. Darian, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
Doing great, doing great. I'm ready for another workout. We did legs, we did full body. How can I get my core right? I'm trying to go into 2025 with a, nice, strong core?
Absolutely. Actually, core is one of my favorite workouts to do. I love core. It actually is the center of our entire body, so we need it to do regular functioning things so that we are nice and healthy and we have the strength to just do stuff like walking around every day, right?
Gotcha.
So we're going to do something for our lower abs right now. Standing up, we're going to have our hands on top of our heads. Yes, you're going to do a march and you're going to twist at the same time. So you're going to do opposite elbow, opposite knee. Very good. Good job. Yep, you got it. Yep.
Drop my feet up.
Exactly, but use that core to get those legs up. Make sure you engage and incorporate that core. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good.
All right, so what's the next one we can do, get it right?
Absolutely. So you have the bottom abs, so you got to hit the top abs. Of
Balance,
course. Exactly. So we're going to a fighter stance.
All right.
Good job. Yeah, and we're going to act like we're in karate class, okay?
Oh, that's fun.
Exactly. So you're going to go opposite hand, opposite foot, and you're going to punch out and crunch over top of that leg. Very good. Yep. Just like that. Yep. And just pretend you're in karate class.
Yeah, this does really actually feel like karate or taekwondo.
There you go.
Do something fun, takes your mind away from the pain.
Exactly. Distract you. Yep, so we're going to do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Very good.
Good job. So Darian, I bought these nice new yoga mats. What are some core workouts I can also do on the floor as well?
Absolutely. So core workouts on the floor are super easy. You want to have a nice, comfortable mat, which you have, which is a really nice one. So we're going to do some ab workouts to work on the side of our abs, which is our obliques. You're going to sit on your tailbone. You're going to put your legs in the air. If you can't put them in the air, you're going to modify and bring them to the floor. So either one, whatever is comfortable for you. So from here, you're going to have your hands in a ball. You're going to twist and hit the side of your hip each way. Very good. Making sure you're using that stability.
Gotta squeeze.
Yep, you got to squeeze to keep those legs up. Good. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good.
All right, and let's do one more.
One more? Okay, I got you, Les. We're going to flip over. We're going to come here. We're going to bring our hands and our wrists underneath our shoulders. We're going to bring our hips over top of our knees. We're going to push away from the floor as if something smells really bad. Tucking our toes into the ground. We're going to lift our knees from the mat. We're going to do a bear hold shoulder tap. Opposite shoulder, opposite hand. We're going to tap each shoulder. Good. But the trick here is you can't rock. You want to avoid rocking that body and use that core to keep you up.
It's like balance, stability, full core, all of it.
The whole thing, the whole entire thing. Very good. Yep. We're going to go 4. You're doing good. 3, 2. Actually, let's do some more. Go ahead. Keep going. Yeah.
No, we're gonna keep going, but you can also do this workout at home anytime you want to. Make sure that you follow Darian at Vive Fit Studios on Instagram and TikTok. Back to you at the desk.
All right, stay with CTV News because Bryce will be bringing us workouts and healthy tips to stay fit and focused in 2025.
I swear I can feel the burn through the screen
just looking at that.
Watching that.
Made me look tired or made me feel tired, so crazy. But Simon Bucks is here with our Thursday sports page.
That's right, and I hear some high school teams took the mat. Simon?
What's going on, everybody? Don't go anywhere because you're going to love this sports page. I've got wrestling, I've got basketball, I've got football, all that coming up on CTV Sports. Stay tuned.
You're home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Okay, everybody, it's time for your Thursday sports page. Now, it was an exciting time over at Parkdale High School last night as the school's wrestling team took the mat against Eleanor Roosevelt, and there were some great moments from both squads. On Eleanor Roosevelt's squad, a Raider wrestler was able to do a good job of getting his opponent into a near fall. The near fall lasted for 4 seconds, and he was able to add 4 more points to his team's total for the match. And in a different matchup, this wrestler from Roosevelt was able to go for the legs and score a sweet takedown for 3 points, but Parkdale was able to get loose and score an escape soon after, adding 1 point to his team's total for the night. But later on in the same match, Eleanor Roosevelt was able to get on the board again, as after he changed positions, this Raider was able to pin his opponent and end the match. Now it was a battle of the heavyweights in this one, as these two wrestlers duked it out next on the mat. And Parkdale was able to come out on top pretty quickly in this one, as he pinned his opponent in less than a minute into the match, scoring 6 points for his team. And in the end, Eleanor Roosevelt came out on top in this one, beating Parkdale. The Rays will face off next against Duval on January 22nd, while the Panthers' next opponent will be High Point on the 22nd as well. Moving on to more high school sports, the Largo High School boys basketball squad is looking to accomplish the tall task of winning back-to-back state championships. And one way the team can accomplish this is making sure they have the same focus and drive they had last year to help them get back to the big game. I caught up with combo guard G.R. Mobley recently, and he talked about the mentality he wants his team to carry with them as they go through the season.
I just feel like it's a target on our back. You know, I tell the team that all the time. We won the state championship last year, but quite frankly, it doesn't mean anything this year. You know, we got to go out there and win it again and show every team, you know, that we're going to win it again. Because we're not beating the same teams as last year. Kids got new kids. It's kids thinking that they about to come beat us. Nobody's thinking they about to just lose. So I feel like as a team, you know, we got to remember that everybody's trying to knock our heads off. So we got to hit them first.
The Lions will be on the road to take on Potomac High School next tonight at 7 o'clock. In other news, the Terps are showing up the trenches as offensive lineman Ritrell Perry has transferred to Maryland. Perry was previously at Central Connecticut State before coming to College Park. Perry is a 3-star transfer who played 3 seasons as a Blue Devil. And during his time at CCS, Perry helped the team win the Northeast Conference and appear in the FCS playoffs last season as well. And wrapping up sports, the Washington Capitals will be in action tonight. The Caps will try to get their 3rd win of the season against the Ottawa Senators at 7 o'clock. And that is your Thursday sports page.
All right, Simon, thanks so much. And before we go, let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Snow showers are expected tonight before 9 p.m., so be careful out on the roads. Tomorrow it's going to be nice and sunny. We'll have a high of 40 and a low of 29. Saturday it'll be 45 degrees, but more snow is on the way between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Sunday, more snow is likely before 1 p.m., and we reach a high of 36.
And for our community calendar, this Saturday, the Sankofa Mobile Museum will be at the Surratt House Museum and Research Center. The Sankofa experience explores Black history through storytime and crafts and connects local stories with national issues. The event starts at 11 a.m. and for more information, contact the Research Center at 301-868-1121. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.